first tribal and youngest ever President Draupadi Murmu takes oath and checks into Rashtrapati Bhavan. Ladies and gentlemen, what is being unearthed in West Bengal is a case of cross-political corruption. With each passing day, the revelations get more and more scathing. We at Republic have been leading with every breaking news input on the case, and now we are at a crossroad because with so many details out, inaction is not an option. Partha Chatterjee cannot continue in office. But will the Trinamool Congress act? This at a time when, ladies and gentlemen, you've had a sitting minister taking refuge of a state-run hospital. Tonight, we'll also get you the facts. Like always, we have put out the facts. Tonight, we are also going to put out the medical records for you to see, for you to judge. Can a sitting minister get away by doing this? He had to be taken to AIIMS Bhubaneswar. Why? Because he was threatening Enforcement Directorate officials, and not just that, faking an illness. Here are the developments so far, and then we debate.
Could you speak to the Chief Minister?
Envelopes that named the West Bengal Ministry of Education. Mountains of cash. Truckloads of cash. And one big arrest. The Bengal cash scam has sent ripples across the nation. Soon after his arrest, Partha Chatterjee claimed he was sick.
The Calcutta High Court also took note of the immense power and influence that Partha Chatterjee has in West Bengal, and that is why he was also flown to Bhubaneswar at AIIMS, so that under the garb of illness and sickness, there cannot be any evasion of the investigation and interrogation that the ED officials want to do of Partha Chatterjee in this entire matter.
Turns out there is no alteration in his health per se.
He's a stable condition, and maybe whatever the things he is having due to the chronic illness that he is having, he will be discharged today.
But the bigger story is that of the loot that was being conducted by Partha Chatterjee while he was using the proceeds of crime that he had gotten for selling off of government jobs, that was namely for the teachers of primary of 9th and 10th standard, and of course laundering that money via several companies, via Arpita as well. Now also apart from that, the loot that has been suggested in the evidence with respect to the ED investigation, that shows how Partha Chatterjee in fact had been amassing huge properties as well and lining his pockets while corrupting the entire system.
During the search operation in the premises of Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee, he has found several joint properties in their name in South Kolkata, in Birbhum, Shantiniketan, in other parts of state. Also in the form of 12 shell companies, those were formed as the proceeds of crime of job scam.
Mamata, who didn't pick up Partha's post-arrest late-night calls, has now this to say.
হুমকির কাছে মাথা নত করব না, আর যদি কেউ অন্যায় করে থাকে বিচারে প্রমাণিত হয় তার দায়িত্ব সে নিজে নেবে, তা কারণ গভর্নমেন্টও এর সাথে রিলেটেড নয় আর পার্টির সাথেও ওই মহিলার কোনো সম্পর্ক নেই।
She almost said that illegal recruitments happen everywhere.
কোন চাকরির ক্ষেত্রে আপনি আমাকে বলুন তো, 100টা চাকরি দিতে গেলে একটা নিজের লোককে কেউ দেয় না? আপনারা তো ইনস্টিটিউশন চালান বিভিন্ন জায়গায়, কাকে আপনি নেবেন আপনার ইউনিটে, কাকে আপনি রাখবেন কাকে না রাখবেন, ইট ইজ ইয়োর চয়েস। কোনো সংবাদ মাধ্যম বলতে পারবে?
But the BJP is hitting out at the TMC.
যে শুধুমাত্র অভিযুক্ত হলেই হবে না, কোর্ট যখন সাজা ঘোষণা করবে তখন ব্যবস্থা নেবে। স্বাভাবিকভাবে এটা ধরে নেওয়া যেতে পারে কোর্ট যখন সাজা ঘোষণা করবে ততক্ষণ তৃণমূল থাকবে না, অতএব তাকে সরানোর কোনো দরকার হবে।
The illegal recruitment scam that has turned into a cash scam like no other has left citizens jolted. Tonight, it's a political showdown on political corruption. On the debate, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi of the BJP, Prafulla Ketkar, editor of Organizer, Sandeep Ghosh, Professor Monojit Mandal, Shubham Ganguly, Chandrasekhar Jha of the Shiva Sena, Abbas Haider of the Samajwadi Party joining us. Gentlemen, before I come to you, a breaking news now coming in, and I would say, Abhishek, who's joining us on this broadcast, this is undoubtedly a clincher, and I really want Professor Monojit Mandal to pay attention to this because, Professor, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing when a sitting minister is actually faking an illness and actually then taking refuge of a state-run hospital, the SSKM hospital, because what has happened is we have now accessed the full AIIMS report. And this will shock you tonight because we are talking about a sitting minister. And quickly going across to Abhishek, one big point coming in, the key word in this particular document that we have accessed, there's a clear-cut mention of the medical board. They say whatever presenting complaints that he is having currently are attributed to his chronic illness, and no, mind you, no active intervention is required at present. Let me bring in Abhishek. Abhishek, this is undoubtedly extremely embarrassing.
Shravan, so this is the All India Institute of Medical Sciences report from Bhubaneswar, where Partha Chatterjee was checked today after instructions of the Kolkata court, and this is of the Department of Cardiology. It's an echocardiography report. Remember, we are not the experts, so I'm just reading it as it is. It says that the mitral value and the mitral regurgitation is trivial. Another morphology of tricuspid valve is mild. Then it says the pulmonary value is velocity 1 meter per second and PSG 4 mm Hg. There is a thickening of aortic valve, and then it gives certain parameters. But the operative part, Shravan, after giving the history of illnesses that and the previous treatment that Minister Partha Chatterjee has had, it goes on to conclude. And that's the operative part I'm reading for the benefit of viewers. On page 3, if it can be scrolled down, it says, after detailed history, taking clinical evaluation and relevant investigations, the committee is of the opinion that Mr. Partha Chatterjee has been suffering from multiple chronic illnesses for a long time. Whatever presenting complaints that he is having currently are attributed to his chronic illness, and there is no active intervention, and as such, no active intervention is required at present. However, he is advised to continue treatment for his chronic illness and requires periodic evaluation and optimization of treatment. Obviously, the panel of doctors there, and it's a panel of 5 doctors, Shravan, also signed by the director of AIIMS Bhubaneswar, playing safe but clearly saying that there is no immediate active intervention required. Mr. Partha Chatterjee obviously can go on with his normal life within the framework of the treatment that he is getting, and of course periodic evaluations as necessary. That's the report coming in from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Bhubaneswar, on the instructions of the Kolkata court, and of course this would be submitted back to the court as well, Shravan.
Well, thank you very much, Abhishek, for getting us the latest details. Straight away, Professor Monojit Mandal, Additional Solicitor General appearing for the Enforcement Directorate, says Partha Chatterjee was faking an illness. He should not be sent to the SSKM. He should either be taken to the command of the Central Hospital. I really want you to be very honest, Professor Mandal. Someone as learned as you, do you really think that the people of West Bengal are fools? They are not going to see through this? At the end of the day, how are you going to go back to your people and say that, look here, a sitting minister, one of the senior most members of your party, takes a refuge of a state-run hospital. If he has nothing to hide, why not just simply face the central agency? And now you have AIIMS report coming out, and we are the only network once again getting our hands on this document. Professor Mandal, can you now deny the fact? what the enforcement directorate was actually telling the court earlier, that your minister was threatening the ED officials.
Do you mean to say that in Bengal there is not a single hospital, private or public, where the treatment could have been done or the evaluation could have been done? You are insulting the best of doctors.
Do not
that
do
this
not put
country
it.
has been producing for.
Professor Mondal, I'm sorry, I will not allow this to happen. I have not said that. I have not said that. And first of all, Professor Mondal, let's not do this whataboutery. Let's be direct about this. No one is insulting any doctors in West Bengal. First of all, that is not the matter of discussion, and we all know. And I have not said that. Honorable Calcutta High Court has essentially spoken about the SSKM
what is the
hospital.
Matter of discussion.
No,
Only
Professor Mondal.
if you allow
Professor
me to
Mondal,
say,
it's easy for you. Professor Mondal, one second.
What
It's
do,
easy for you.
What do you mean by?
No, it is easy for you to make sweeping comments.
Representing a political party?
No, one second. You are making a sweeping comment, Professor Mondal. The thing is that the Calcutta High Court has essentially spoken about the role of the SSKM hospital. I have not spoken.
You are not allowing me to speak even. Why? You are not allowing me to comment.
Because
like the question of sweeping comment. You are not even allowing me to comment because you have that federal with you. That's the policy of this channel.
Not at all. Go ahead.
Of corruption,
you can say anything about
not a victimhood of
West Professor Mondal, the problem here.
Please don't divert the discussion.
You took name of 2 hospitals only. You want to call with me? You want to call with me? Fine, I will. You took name of only 2 hospitals, and then you said that there don't exist any other hospitals in the state. 2 central hospitals only where the best doctors are there. That's what you want me to believe? SSKM is a center of excellence.
What do you have to
which
say?
has been there for years in this country, even before the British. You meaning whoever has appealed against these doctors have insulted not just doctors of SSKM, but the doctors of Kolkata. There are best of nursing homes, private hospitals. If you are so suspicious about a particular government hospital, there were private hospitals where even the BJP members go for treatment. What do you mean by this? Only AIMS Odisha? There was an AIMS in Kalyani also. That means you also don't trust your doctors. Please.
Doctor, I've given you the opportunity.
Education in Bengal. No, I have not finished yet.
Okay, I'll give you another 30 seconds.
Jadavpur University, the best state university in the country. According to your assessment, central government assessment, 3rd in the country, best state university.
Okay.
Calcutta University, number 8. Please don't lecture us on education, medical education,
I am
engineering.
not. Professor Mondal, no one is lecturing you. No, Professor Mondal, there is one second. I want Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi to respond. Let's
First of all,
one second, gentlemen. Tonight, one second. Professor Mondal, please understand. Professor Mondal, please respect. Professor Mondal.
You can't throttle my voice.
No, one second.
No,
I'm not doing that. But Professor Mondal, I'm requesting you. Professor Mondal, all that I'm requesting you, I have a lot of other guests who have also joined in. I have given you the chance, I've given you the opportunity to make your opening remarks. Your opening remarks is more about...
question, you have to listen to the answer.
I have. I'll give you 30 more seconds and then I want Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi to respond. 30 more seconds, Professor Mondal.
I repeat, the doctors of Bengal, the best of brains. I tell you, even my students are
to discuss corruption. You want to play the victimhood.
Calcutta hospitals, public. Yes.
This is
whoever
about
has acted against the doctors of Kolkata.
This is not about medical.
Professor Ketkar, just allow Professor Ketkar, let's not do this. Gentlemen, let's not do this. We are not going to talk over each other. 1 second, please hold on. Mr. Ketkar, hold on.
Amassed by the TMC minister.
1 second, Professor Ketkar, I'm going to come to you. I want 1 second. 1 second, Professor Ketkar, hold on. I'm not come to you right now. First, let Professor Mondal, if you're done, I will get a response right now from Dr. I will get a response from Sudhanshu Trivedi.
hundreds of good private
Sudhanshu,
hospitals.
okay,
Why
fair
the
enough.
treatment
Your
should have
point
been
is
done.
taken. You say
wasted the public money.
I just want to-
public money for a reason
No.
which has got nothing to do with
you
the
will
government.
not address the core issue here.
I am
Today
unable
you
to
face some
understand.
serious allegations. You face a serious allegation.
Anil,
Enforcement
you
director
start
goes
off
to the
with
court
the-
and basically
you
says
start
that
off
look
with the
here,
medical-
your minister has
report.
taken refuge of a
You started off with
state-controlled
the medical
hospital.
report. I
Then you
answered.
will say that there is an insult. Sudhanshu Trivedi, I want you to respond to Professor Mondal.
Of course.
I am unable
Of
to
course there was an
understand.
insult.
I am
Incidentally,
unable to
doctors
understand
of
why
Bengal
Mr.
were-
Mandal was so much agitated. Because the order is not being given by the government of India or the enforcement directorate, sir. It is being given by the High Court. So, against whom your agitation is? You are trying to blame whom? Blame the court or the ED? ED has not said that take him to Bhubaneswar. Second thing, it was not the question of doctor's competence. It was the question of the law and order situation, because it is the same West Bengal in which just couple of years back the doctors were thrashed, beaten, and no action was taken because the attackers belonged to one particular community. Everybody remembers that particular incident in Kolkata.
What
And
lies on
second
national
thing,
television,
if
Dr. Trivedi?
in Bengal
What
the situation
lies?
arises like that if a High Court
Sir, you're a
High
national
Court
spokesperson, your
judge
credibility will
says
be at
that
stake
I
if
want
you
to
spread
withdraw
fake
from the
news.
case because अरे भाई चुप रहिए, आपने अपने टर्न पे बोलने दीजिए भाई, मैं किसी के में नहीं बोलता, कृपया अपने टर्न का इंतजार करिए.
What are you saying?
Now I
in
want to
Hindi? No
say
one understands.
that
Shubham,
it is
hold
the
on.
same West Bengal in which a High Court judge has said, that I do not want to take up this case because many of my relatives live in West Bengal. It is not the question on the competence of the court. It is the question on the law and order situation of the court. And now I just want to say one sentence. What is the medical condition of Mr. Partha Chatterjee? It is for the doctors to decide. But the incidents has proved that the entire system of West Bengal is so much deeply infected by the corruption that now it is on the verge of being hospitalized.
I have
Because it has been so deeply enrooted, the corruption from Sharda to Narda
There is-
sting to Rose Valley to coal scam to now this. Previously there were only allegations. Now the substantive evidence is also witnessed very much in front of everybody. Now even if you try to defend that on these type of pretext that the doctors are more competent. Yes, doctors can be better. Doctors can be more competent, but they can be forced to say anything. A number of incidences has come because it is the only state, Kerala and West Bengal are the two states in which the political murders happen. In every state, one party is in opposition or any other party is in
Dr.
power.
Trivedi,
But
Dr.
political
Trivedi,
murders
you
happen
make
only in West Bengal and Kerala.
Dr. Trivedi, you've made your opening remarks. I want Shubham Ganguly and Sandeep Ghosh now to come into the debate. Shubham Ganguly, do you or do you not find merit in this case? Because just last month, Shubham Ganguly, Calcutta High Court removed the daughter of Bengal Minister Poresh Adhikari from her post in a government-aided school in connection with the case. Not just that, asked her to return her salary from November 2018. For heaven's sake, please try and understand. We are talking about a large-scale scam. Hundreds and hundreds of people have bore the brunt of it. And today, you have the gall to come on national television to say and defend a person like Partha Chatterjee.
No one has defended him, Shan. And firstly, I would like to highlight that Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi was talking about the Sharada scam. When the prime accused of the Sharada scam, the Rose Valley scam, Shubhendu Adhikari, is now their face in Bengal. The person who was seen taking money in Narada, that Shankudev Ponda, is now Bengal BJP spokesperson.
Shubham, I'll ask that question of Dr. Okay, I'm not, before you pounce on me, Shubham, what happens is that before you pounce on me saying that why am I not asking this question to the BJP panelist here, I will surely ask, I promise you I'll ask you that question. But will you answer my question? I promise you on this show I will ask this question also, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, I will ask him this question. But before that, I want you to answer this question, that why exactly will you not raise your voice about those who have lost out because of this illegal scam, this entire recruitment scam that was going on for years?
Shan, I am no one to raise my voice. The Chief Minister of West Bengal has herself raised her voice.
The Chief
and has
Minister,
demanded a
can I
speedy-
tell you what the Chief Minister
and
said?
She has demanded a
Sandeep
speedy
Ghosh.
investigation into the case.
Yeah, I'm baffled. I'm baffled. No, Shubham Ganguly. Shubham, I'm baffled. I'll tell you why.
Who has demanded the same?
No, one second. Sandeep Ghosh, you know what? Please help me. I think so I've missed out something. I'm trying to wrap my brains around this. For the last couple of minutes at least, when Mamata Banerjee made that statement in the newsroom, sitting there, I was trying to understand, is it because my comprehension skills have gone down? Or there is something really wrong? Because what has happened is that Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, has essentially said that fair enough, what was happening was wrong. But listen, it happens. That kind of a logic. And by that logic, Sandeep Ghosh, I think so we can give a freeway to a lot of criminals by saying that, look here, it's human nature, it happens. It can happen one person. It can happen to one person. Please help me, Sandeep Ghosh. I am completely baffled tonight. So I really want your assistance in trying to understand this and probably also help our worthy opponents on the other side who are basically trying to defend Partha. What exactly did the Chief Minister mean?
Thanks, Shravan. You must give me that 1 minute or 2 minutes without interruption, and otherwise it becomes very difficult. First of all, I must compliment Dr. Manajit Mandal on whatever he said about the hospitals in Calcutta. I totally agree with him that Bengal, the SSKM hospital, which used to be called PG earlier, and Calcutta Medical College, were the most premier medical education centers in the country. It's produced some of the greatest doctors. And I'm very reassured to hear that it still retains that standard. I'd only request to him would be to depute some people from the government at Calcutta Airport and Howrah Station, where the plane loads of Bengalis come to Tamil Nadu, to Vellore and Chennai and Coimbatore for treatment. You'll find the best of Bengali meals outside Vellore, where hundreds of Bengali people are coming, and Tamil Nadu is unnecessarily benefiting from that. And I would request him to take a PR drive to tell people that Bengal medical system is the best, and therefore they need not travel all the way, take that pain. That will be a great service to people. Now, coming to this particular scam, or so-called discovery of this mountain of notes. As I said, Bengalis have never seen such a big mountain of notes except on one occasion. There was a movie of Satyajit Ray called Nayok, in which there is a scene where Uttam Kumar goes on wading through those kind of a mountain of notes. So this is the second time Bengalis have seen it, thanks to all your television channels. And I think Bengalis will really love that show. But the question is not who has done it. I don't want to get into whether this is coming from education scam or some other scam. There are various possibilities. If you closely look at these pictures, you'll even find there are sacks with the picture of Mujibur Rahman. Those things were distributed, I know, in Bangladesh during Mujibur Rahman centenary, just like, they had distributed Yogi Adityanath and Narendra Modi's pictures elsewhere. So we don't know what is this about, whether it's from, 21 crores is not a small amount of money, whether it's from education system, education scam or some other scam. But the fact is, irrespective of whether it's Partha Chatterjee or Orpita Mukherjee or anybody, such a humongous scam happening in West Bengal under the nose of one of the best governments, best police system which we have talked about, and people didn't have a clue. That is the really, really appalling for anybody to know. And how did such a thing happen? And this particular case, as we discussed yesterday, nobody can say it is a BJP Shadojantro or BJP trying to do it, because it's all under the Calcutta High Court's instruction. ED has acted. But if this is whatever it is, anybody is housed in any country, any state of any city in the country, nobody has this kind of money and he notes, and that itself is a revelation. And how come such Calcutta police, equally as he is saying, as Ms. Mamata Banerjee herself has said, was compared with the Scotland Yard. It was supposed to be second best after Scotland Yard. And how come Calcutta police had no clue of this? This is something which is intriguing to all of us. And we want to know what is the response, not a question of whether it's Partha Chatterjee. I know he is an honorable man. We know the Trinamool government is the most clean and honest government. But under that knows if this is happening, this is a serious matter. And we all Bengalis must
have to reply, sir.
No.
Mr.
Later, sir, let me finish. You have done your whole spiel. Let me finish. This is a genuine concern. As a Bengali, I am asking because I am appalled when I travel to Madras. Why are so many people on the plane?
It's your
ordinary people.
One can understand.
Yeah, you go to Durgapur, you'll find a board showing Chennai comes to Durgapur with the picture of 2 Chennai doctors, and one Durgapur hospital is boasting that we are bringing doctors here. You don't have to go to Chennai. The doctors are here. I can send you the pictures. I've written an article on this in the Outlook and published it. So why is this happening? There is a disconnect. And you must come there. And equally about the education system, as you're saying, that's what pains me. In Bengal education system, and this is poor people's money. One can understand corruption coming from builders' money, from industries, this, that. But why is poor people's money coming in this way?
Whose money was it?
So, Shravan, these are the questions.
Absolutely. You've Professor Mondal, that's exactly the question that we are asking. Whose money is it?
You have given your friend 3.5 uninterrupted minutes.
No, because he's raised.
Can I get at least half
Professor
of what he has
Professor
got?
Mondal, it's not what has happened is that Sandeep Ghosh has basically voiced. No, Professor Mondal, just hear me out. Why are you so agitated? I fail to understand right from the time when diligently I'm putting across facts across to you. The moment I send it across to you, you get very agitated. Is there a problem that you have? Is there a problem that you have with me, Professor Mondal? Because I'm raising facts. Sandeep Ghosh is telling you like what any other ordinary Bengali, any other Bengali would have felt outside the state of West Bengal. Professor Mondal, go ahead. Feel free and respond.
He doesn't know anything about Bengal.
Come on.
Anything about Bengal. What
can
I say?
Sandeep Ghosh is one of the most. Sandeep Ghosh is one of the most. No, come on. Sandeep Ghosh is one of the most well-known, most respected.
The first donation of the university was my great-grandfather. Okay, Dr. Raja Shubodh Mallik, who set up that university where you today have the fortune of teaching. First donation. So don't tell me I don't know about Bengal. Okay, you should be grateful to him that
Professor Mondal, let's not get personal. Professor Mondal, why don't you stick to the issue? Let's not try to derail. Every time we are raising this question, Professor Mondal, this is a problem. Professor Mondal, do not try to derail this. Do not try to derail this. All knowledgeable, intelligent people would actually have an idea of the contribution that Sandeep Ghosh has made. So it's foolishness. It is foolhardy on your part to even raise that question. Let's not get into that. If you can, I'm requesting you, Professor Mondal.
You are not running the country. You are not owner of the country.
Who's talking about that?
So you can't say that I'm derailing the debate. Yes, you need to give me equal time, sir.
Please go ahead. You're wasting your time. You're wasting the time by just getting into this slugfest. You're wasting everyone's time. Come on, Professor Mondal, either I'm giving you the time, either you respond or you don't. I'm giving you the 30 seconds. Go ahead, respond.
You have to stop the background music of your friend. Two persons, father and son, languishing in jail because of conviction. The BJP is running a government with the grandson in Haryana. They are lecturing. 2 persons from West Bengal, both are minister, Nitish Adhikari, Jan Barna. 12 cases. Murder, rioting, dacoity, girl trafficking, sexual harassment. One is the deputy of Mr. Amit Shah. What are they doing with that? And the other is also a minister. Do I need to take more name? Who called Mehul Bhai? Who was seen with Vijay Mallya? Mr. Prime Minister. And they are lecturing. Shubhendu Adhikari, BJP showed the televised picture of or video of him taking money.
What is it talking?
No inquiry.
Why are you diverting? Why are you afraid of? What are you afraid of, Professor Mandal?
Look at this man.
You want time, but you don't do anything except playing victim card.
This is the way.
What about it? We are
I'm exposing you now. I'm exposing you. It's pinching you. It's
Please,
pinching
Prime
your
Minister,
thick
do you know the
skin.
topic?
It's
Do
pinching
you
your
know
thick
today's
skin because I'm
discussion
exposing you on
topic? Do you
corruption.
know today's
It's
discussion
pinching your
topic?
thick
Let me
skin.
tell
Look
you.
at this. Look
Let
at
me
this
tell
man.
you.
Look
That
at this
thing started
violent man,
with
corrupt
the
man, because I'm
advertisement
pinching
in
his skin. Now
2016.
Who's corrupt
he's
man?
bouncing on
Scam
me.
was
Now he's
unheard
bouncing
in
on me.
19-
Professor
It's
Mondal,
not okay.
Professor Mondal, I don't even know. I don't even.
Corruption proven
I-
Chatterjee.
You know, it wouldn't be wrong. I don't even know whom are you really addressing. Professor Mondal, are you sure whom are you even addressing to? Or it's like, okay, listen, whoever is talking, whoever is raising.
We are not for
Come on, this cacophony has to end.
Systematically targeted Mamata Banerjee. You
Okay.
have singularly targeted Mamata Banerjee.
We are
with her
talking about the
unimpeachable
corruption
record of
case in
4
West
decades.
Bengal.
Come and touch her if
There
you can.
is one
For a
minister
corrupt- if there is a
who is
corruption,
in charge,
go punish
who was
that
in
person.
charge of
But
education,
you have
now in charge of
systematically
industry,
targeted Mamata Banerjee.
commerce,
Look at this
enterprises,
uncardiac man.
IT
Look at
and
this
electronics,
unsympathetic
who
man.
is
You are
Secretary
systematically
General of
targeting
West
Mamata
Bengal
Banerjee for
unit
4 years.
of Trinamool
A
Congress.
family.
Do you
A
mean to
family.
say
Abhishek
Mamata
Banerjee
Banerjee?
for
Prafulla Ketkar, Prafulla Ketkar, because what will happen? Come on, gentlemen, both of you, enough.
You are not
No, this can't go on. This can't go on. This is not.
Wife with 9
Professor
months old
Mondal,
baby.
once again, I am not going to raise my voice beyond this. Professor Mondal and Prafulla Ketkar, please hold on. Please hold on. We are not debating on the issue. We are not debating on the issue. Can I? Okay, Professor Mondal, I'm asking you some. I'm asking you. Professor Mondal, please. Professor Mondal and Prafulla Ketkar, please hold on.
Is the biggest joke in this country.
Come on, Professor Mondal. The moment we start asking you a question, you will derail this entire debate. The debate. Okay, can you please answer this question? Okay, Professor Mondal, can I ask you a direct question? You spoke about everything else. You wanted to speak about every other issue. I'm asking today. Today we are talking about your minister who has been arrested. Your minister who has been arrested. Can you please answer a simple question? Yes. Why is it that your party has not taken any action against Partha Chatterjee as yet? Can you answer that question?
I have given the names. Nitish Pramanik, TMC instituted the case against him between 2013 to 2018. He has been rewarded as in BJP. Yes, the party, TMC party.
You will not take Partha's name tonight, it
take
seems.
a call. If there is a single evidence, concrete evidence that this money is linked with this man. The money has got nothing to do with the party, neither the woman who was seen with the money. Nothing to do with the party. Show us a concrete evidence that Partha Chatterjee has taken the money or is got linked with the money. We will take action.
Okay.
And party is taking action. Party
Okay,
is
Dr. Sudhanshu. Okay.
They have made criminals minister from Bengal only.
Okay, Dr.
They have
Sudhanshu
removed
Trivedi.
Babul
Dr.
Supriyo,
Sudhanshu Trivedi, I want you to
and made
address
him a
one part.
minister. That's how
Okay,
Babul Supriyo
I've got your
is
point.
trying to
I've got your point. Professor Mondal, fair enough. You made your point. Professor Mondal has made a point here is that first prove that this money belongs. Yeah, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, let me just come in with a small intervention.
I want to give it
yes, I am. Let me just make a small intervention here. Professor Mondal has made it abundantly clear that prove that the money belongs to Partha Chatterjee and then we will take the action. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, the question that everyone is asking you is also about two things. One, as Mamata Banerjee puts it, that the moment you go to the Bharatiya Janata Party, it becomes like a washing machine cleaner. No action is basically taken against people in cases like Sharoda and Naroda. And then the question here is that why exactly, as the opposition likes to put it across, that this is nothing political vendetta because you're using the Enforcement Directorate and the Central Bureau of Investigation as tools. How do you respond to that?
I will give the answer of both these queries. Number one, on this particular case, as Mr. Mondal was saying, that the money has been recovered from the house of Arpita and Partha Chatterjee is a minister and he is having no connection, and if anything can be proved, then they are ready to take an action. Okay, I just want to ask, when the raid is being done on Arpita Chatterjee's house, then how come Mr. Partha Chatterjee so late in the night, like 2:30 a.m. and 3:37 a.m. starts calling to Chief Minister? Second thing, even if he has called so late in the night, then why Chief Minister has not picked up the phone? Because if somebody is calling you at 2:30 or 3:30 in the early morning, it means there is a dire emergency. Then how come the Chief Minister is not ready to pick up the call of her own minister, which is considered to be one of the most trusted minister? every person who is having even an iota of intelligence can understand कि इतनी भोली देश की जनता नहीं है कि कहीं पर छापा पड़ेगा, रात को 2:30 बजे से लेकर सुबह 9:30 बजे तक कॉल पे कॉल की जाएगी. Why Partha Chatterjee was calling? Second, if he is calling at such an awkward hours, why his phone is not picked up?
मुझे एक आंसर दीजिए, आप मुझे एक आंसर दीजिए. मैं आपसे एक प्रश्न करता हूँ. मामा जी ने मध्य प्रदेश में जब उसका तो बताइए.
Let Sudhanshu Trivedi make his point. One second, gentlemen. Hold on.
No. I am asking
Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha, just hold on. Chandrasekhar Jha ji, आप रुकिए एक मिनट. Sudhanshu Trivedi. No, the point here is that when Shubham, no, one second, Chandrasekhar Jha, Dr. Trivedi, 1 minute, Dr. Trivedi, 1 minute.
ये मामा जी का स्कैम कह रहे हैं.
No, Dr. Trivedi, एक मिनट, hold on.
अरे भाई,
let him.
No. My point is that, gentlemen, on the other side, when you all are defending the Trinamool Congress, you all had one question. No, one second, gentlemen, all of you had one question. Is that why is it that we are not asking the Bharatiya Janata Party about this question? That why no action against few select individuals? Let Dr. Trivedi answer that question. Chandrasekhar Jha, hold on, no. Shubham was asking that question. Okay, Dr. Trivedi, answer that question.
Let it come.
अरे चंद्रशेखर झा जी, आपका ही सवाल पूछा जा रहा था.
अरे भाई, आपका ही क्वेश्चन का आंसर दे रहा हूं.
He is not answering that question.
अरे जरूर देंगे. Dr. Trivedi will answer your question. Go ahead, Dr. Trivedi, answer your question.
डिस्टर्ब करने लगे. मेरा सेंटेंस तो पूरा होने दीजिए. अब मैं कह रहा हूं शारदा पे आइए. साहब बड़ी मजे की बात है. ये कह रहे हैं हमारी तरफ आ जाता है तो स्कैम नहीं होता है. मैं तो उनकी बात कर रहा हूं. अरे अब भाई,
अच्छा, दूसरा का स्कैम दिखता है और आपका स्कैम नहीं दिखता है. आप ईडी और सीबीआई यूज करेंगे. आप जो है हर गवर्नमेंट को गिराने में लगे हैं और आप बोलते हैं कि यूज नहीं करते.
ओके, चंद्रशेखर झा, होल्ड ऑन. कम ऑन.
क्वेश्चन क्या पहले ये बताइए.
नहीं, चंद्रशेखर झा, होल्ड ऑन.
क्लैरिफाई व्हाट इज योर क्वेश्चन. डोंट ट्राई टू हैकल. Please clearly put the question and I will answer specifically.
Arey, I am not asking you. You should explain what scam Mamaji had done. You should explain how the witnesses were murdered. You explain that.
With the family of convicts in Haryana. Why running a government in Haryana with the family of convicts?
Okay, let him answer.
Corruption.
Can I answer?
When you say take the responsibility of yourself.
Come on, both of you get,
can I answer?
Yeah, go ahead, Dr.
Now he's
Trivedi, answer.
consistently repeating the same sentence. भाई आप बता रहा हूं आपको, जिसको आप मामा जी का स्कैम कह रहे हैं ना, यानी यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द व्यापम. अरे जाके प्रोसीडिंग नहीं पड़ी क्या कोर्ट की? They have been snubbed by not by High Court, even by the Supreme Court. दिग्विजय सिंह लेके गए थे, उनसे कहा गया don't try to mislead and your evidence is having no basis at all. कुछ पता ही नहीं, आके भाषण देने लगते हैं.
क्या बात करते हैं?
They have been snubbed by the report has been appreciated by the High Court of Madhya Pradesh, and even those who went to Supreme Court, they have been snubbed that there is no evidence at all.
Chandrasekhar Jha, do you want an answer from Dr. Trivedi or not? Chandrasekhar Jha, come on. Now this is enough.
Question सुनने के बाद उसको सुनने के लिए तैयार नहीं रहते.
Abbas,
what is ये क्या तरीका है भाई? लगातार
come on. This cannot go on. 1 second.
सुनने को तैयार नहीं.
1 second.
Doing injustice to the viewers also. Doing injustice to the viewers.
No, this. When you don't have issues, when you are asking that question to Dr. Trivedi, let him at least respond. And then you can keep shouting.
Issues are being made. Let
No, who's understanding? You know, the moment. No, 1 second. Dr. Trivedi, just give me 30 seconds. Dr. Trivedi, just hold on. No, the problem is that the moment you ask no, 1 second. There is a problem here. The moment you ask a direct question to someone, you will find every other issue but not answer the single question about Partha Chatterjee. I am asking a question to the BJP as to why exactly no action has been taken in other cases. He's willing to respond. At least allow him to respond. Dr. Trivedi, answer the question, then I'll bring the others in.
Yes. Now on the issue of Sharda scam, I want to ask one question. Yes, we are ready to take action. The FIR is being done. No case has been withdrawn. The proceeding is going on. But one question. Does TMC accept that Sharda was a scam? They said it was not a scam, it was a hoax. भाई पहले ये तो तय कर लीजिए. First you accept that Sharda was a scam, then ask me the question. बड़ी गजब की बात है, आपने ऑफिशियल लाइन ली है कि शारदा स्कैम नहीं था और आप कह रहे हैं शारदा स्कैम में कार्रवाई शुभेंदु अधिकारी पे क्यों नहीं हो रही है? तो मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूं, व्हाट इज द स्टैंड ऑफ टीएमसी? इफ शारदा इज a scam, then why you have not accepted it? If it is not a scam, then why you are asking it?
What is the result of this scam? What is the result of the investigation? Have you returned the money to the public?
Why are you also agitated? What is there to be?
I am answerable to the people of Bengal. Is he answerable to the people of India?
All of you should be answerable. All you politicians should be answerable to everyone here. I think so.
You should give a clear answer.
Only one person.
Do you consider Sharda
one second. Only
yes
I think so. Two people are
Then
not really. Two people on this panel may not be really answerable. Sandeep Ghosh and Prafulla Ketkar, they need not be answerable. Rest of you, all of you are politicians. You should be answerable. All of you should be answerable, barring Prafulla Ketkar and Sandeep Ghosh. And rest of you all need to answer each other's questions. But here, let me bring in Prafulla Ketkar also. He's been waiting there patiently for quite some time. Prafulla Ketkar, I want to come back to the issue. The issue here is about a sitting minister, senior most member of the political party. We've asked this question of Sudhanshu Trivedi also. What happens in Sharoda, Naroda, and go on and on. He's given the answer. He's saying, first of all, admit that this is a scam. The party line was completely different. Today you are admitting. I want to ask this question. Today, from the response that has come in from the Trinamool Congress, there seems to be some sort of an admission that this existed. They knew that this was happening. If they knew that this was happening, why no action was taken? Why were you waiting for the Calcutta High Court to really step in?
Who said this?
Prafulla Ketkar.
It's
that is the entire problem. Whenever you raise a question, whenever there is a question, you know, the self-certified clean party always come with two responses. Oh, there is ED, CBI, and then we are best because it is a Bengal's education system, because it is Bengal's medicine system. Nobody is questioning that. There is a West Bengal, you know, there is a scam in School Service Commission. Your minister is under scanner. Your board chairman is under scanner. It is under the supervision of Kolkata High Court. The investigation is going on, and that is why you are answerable. There is a question, 269 appointments are cancelled. You tell me, how come your former education minister, who is now industry minister, commerce minister, general secretary of West Bengal state unit, is under scanner, and nobody from the party knew that? And suddenly, after finding this much of money in his close associate's home, you are suddenly saying, oh, this has nothing to do with party. This has nothing to do with, we are always for corruption-free governance. Baba, but it was happening for these many years. What were you doing? That is the question.
To be specific.
We are not asking you what happened in Haryana and what happened in Uttar Pradesh. We will ask that to BJP. Today we are discussing SSC scam of West Bengal. Please answer on that. Don't duck the question. Don't play the victim card. Please.
I'll come to Abbas. I'll come to Abbas in a while. Abbas, because this Prafulla Ketkar has asked this question. Shubham, you come. I promised you I will ask this question to the BJP. I did.
Yeah.
Now Prafulla Ketkar is raising a very serious question. You Shubham, as someone who stays in Kolkata, someone who has seen this happening in front of your eyes, everyone in West Bengal was aware of it. Let's be very clear about it. None of us are unaware of what was really happening. This SSC recruitment scam back in 2019 also, when the petitions were all being filed, we knew what was actually happening. But of course, we had to wait till the time the Calcutta High Court had to come to some sort of a conclusion. Shubham, the fact of the matter here is that think about the plight of those people who were on the merit list, but they were denied. They were denied, Shubham.
And the West Bengal government has already initiated the process to recruit them and taking action against those who were involved in the practice. Now, Mr. Ketkar made a point.
So you give them the clean chit. So that's the clean chit.
How did
Shubham,
the
that's the
TMC not
chit.
know? How did the Bengal government not know about what Partha Chatterjee was doing? Now, I may ask Mr. Ketkar that Mr. Prime Minister, our own Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, had shared the stage with Nirav Modi. He had hugged Vijay Mallya. He went on to trips with Lalit Modi. Then how did he not know
when you
about
talk
the
about
shifting
Vijay
of
Mallya,
money?
Shubham, You are,
about
no,
Shubham.
They have
hugged with Rahul Gandhi also. They have hugged with Mamata Banerjee also. This is your party's office bearer. West Bengal Unit General Secretary and the senior minister in Mamata Banerjee government. Senior most minister.
to India is not being able to
You are running away from the questions. You are running away from the questions. Raising a question on Mr. Narendra Modi is not going to solve the problem.
No. It is going to. It is not.
The question is the senior most minister in Mamata Banerjee government, Nirav Modi and Vijay Mallya were given loans during the UPA term. They were not part of Mr. Narendra Modi's cabinet. Here the person is in Mamata Banerjee's cabinet. Still he is. He is still a general secretary of TMC. Do you understand the difference? Or you have lost the comprehension while talking about ED, CBI and BJP? I am asking you a very simple question. Do you understand the difference? Do you understand the difference? Nirav Modi, Vijay Mallya are not part of, they received loans during the UPA tenure. They are not part of the Narendra Modi government. Here, Mr. Partha Chatterjee is General Secretary of TMC. He is senior most minister in Mamata Banerjee government.
Even media channels, even the Telegraph of London had found Nirav Modi, but the Indian government couldn't.
No, 1 second.
Why? Just
Shubham.
Nirav Modi recovery is done.
1 second.
Don't worry
You think, you
can ask that
1 second, Shubham. Come on. Shubham. It's not like taking a walk at Hyde Park and going and finding Nirav Modi there. In fact, just to refresh your memory, even before the Telegraph, that whom you have great respect for, and all of us should. But the fact of the matter is, it was Republic Media Network, the first network to have tracked down Nirav Modi. And the question here is, 1 second, Shubham, have a basic understanding of investigations also. It's not like CBI packs their bag and says, okay, let's go to London and let's just stand outside Hyde Park and just catch hold of Nirav Modi by his collar and bring him back. There is international laws in place. There is a red corner notice that has been issued against Nirav Modi. There is a hearing that is going on and he's been behind bars. So when you make that kind of a trivial comment, please don't do that on national television. At least have some basic understanding of investigations.
Listen, coming on to investigations, Mamata Banerjee has asked for a time-bound investigation into the whole matter because
the time-bound investigation can only happen when he faces the enforcement directorate. Abbas Haider. No, what time-bound? The moment he is arrested, he's gone and taken refuge at the SSKM hospital. Not a single day of investigation has happened. Abbas Haider. Come on, Shubham. I have already told you.
Thank you for.
Abbas Haider has been waiting there for a long time. Abbas Haider, at least for once the opposition parties...
getting to me at the end of the debate.
Now, Abbas Haider, the thing is that when the Trinamool Congress... You are here...
First of all...
Go ahead, Abbas Haider, go ahead.
Corruption of any sort is not tolerated. But it is very ironic when I hear from a party leader whose former national president was caught on camera taking bribe. See, the problem is, today we are discussing more about the independence and integrity of central agencies like ED, CBI and income tax and less about the corruption happening around us. Because Bharatiya Janata Party has been selective, they have double standard when they talk about inquiry, when they talk about investigation. I heard BJP spokesperson, honorable spokesperson, telling us in the Vyapam scam that High Court or honorable Supreme Court have said there was no evidence. So it is whose duty to provide evidence to the court? It is the agencies which are controlled by the central government who needs to provide the evidence to the court. What happened in the mining scam in Karnataka? B.S. Yedurappa, why any evidences were not furnished against him? What has happened to Hemanta Biswa Sharma? Bharatiya Janata Party.
I just want a quick response
against Hemanta Biswa Sharma, accusing him of water scam.
Okay,
and then he was elevated to the post of chief minister when he
you made a point. I just want the last word. I just want the last word to come in from Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi and Monojit Mandal, because this debate was about the Trinamool Congress also. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, and a quick response, Monojit, because I'm really running out of time. quick
मुझे
comments.
लगता है कि हमारे विपक्ष के प्रवक्ता सुनते नहीं है मान्यवर। मैंने ये कहा था कि व्यापम में हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने रिपोर्ट को एक्सेप्ट किया, फिर कांग्रेस के लीडर्स कुछ एविडेंस लेके गए थे दिग्विजय सिंह जी, उनको स्नब किया। या तो आपने सुना नहीं या आपको पता नहीं था, या आप उसके बावजूद आप सुन के अनसुना करना चाहते थे।
डॉक्टर त्रिवेदी, व्हाट विल यू हैव टू से? ओनली वन।
यहां पर जो आपने ईडी की बात की, दूसरा फैक्ट दे देता हूं। ओके, वन सेंटेंस। अरे भाई, सोनिया जी पे ईडी का केस चल रहा है, वो 2013 में शुरू हुआ है, नॉट इन आवर टेन्योर, एंड दैट टू बाय द दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट, नॉट बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया।
Monojit, I really appreciate at least one thing that you have said, that if proven guilty, at least you will take the action. But the question here is that there is mounting evidence. Shouldn't you have taken some action? Just one last word from you, Professor Mondal.
No. Just yeah. Even if there is something concrete comes up, the party is watching and take action in time. Trinamool Congress has got zero tolerance with corruption. My friend doesn't know. Sharda was cracked by TMC in April 2013. TMC government. Then it was handed over to the CBI. When the money was also being returned at the same time, investigation and the money were continuing at the same time. The moment it went to CBI under the direction of the Supreme Court, the distressed, the people who have lost the money are not getting the money. The state government, when it was inquiring, because I repeat, state government cracked the Sharda scam.
Of Supreme Court. And the allegation is
you are a member of parliament. Please refresh your fact. You are misleading the nation. Trinamool Congress government and the Mamata.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm running out of time. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Okay. Now, the representatives of both the political parties perhaps will never allow the others on this panel to speak. But gentlemen, this is a serious issue. We promise here at the Republic Media Network that we'll be tracking this story very, very closely. Dr. Trivedi, thank you very much. Prafulla Ketkar, Sandeep Ghosh, Professor Mondal, Shubham Ganguly, Chandrasekhar Jha and Abbas Haider. Thank you very much for joining us on the first debate. Ladies and gentlemen, the Congress petty politics is at its peak once again. This time over the seating order at the oath-taking event for the president. Congress claims leader of the opposition, Mallikarjun Kharge, was disrespected. But we fact-check the Congress tonight on the debate at 10 p.m. with my colleagues Niranjan and Abhishek on the other side.
Amity University has been ranked number 22 amongst over 1,000 government and private universities in India by NIRF, Ministry of Education, Government of India. A testimony to Amity's excellence in education, research and innovation.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Enroll in any of REVA's wide range of courses designed to take on an evolving education and an expanding future. REVA University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Where the software engineer meets the talented photographer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
BJP workers took to the streets of the national capital protesting against the Delhi government's new excise policy. The workers in large numbers carrying placards and party flags raised slogans against the Delhi government and Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Central Crime Branch in Bengaluru has arrested a radicalized youth from his residence at the Tilak Nagar area. The CCB team of 30 people raided his house and detained him along with his 4 roommates. A complaint has been registered against the youth and his 4 roommates. Meanwhile, police is investigating the matter further. Police have registered a case against an unidentified man and initiated an investigation for allegedly giving live threats to actor couple Katrina Kaif and Vicky Kaushal through social media.
That is Christian Michelle. First visuals on your scene. Christian, would you give facts to India?
Mr. Bhandari, just one question, sir.
Mr. Malia, why are the questions bothering you when I'm not getting a single answer?